Wow, what a journey it's been so far. We outrun some Deathclaws, we got kicked out of all the casinos in Vegas, we found some snow globes, murdered an old man, killed some mantises, mantises. Seriously, what is the plural of mantis? Why didn't I look it up before doing this? Oh yeah, we also just kind of left Benny with the Legion. He's probably crucified by now. Who cares? Oh yeah, we also activated the Securitron army for New Vegas, and I definitely at no point got blown up twice by the boomers. That didn't happen, you imagined that. But yeah, so far we're on 2 deaths and a single crash. So let's just sort of dive into this. Here we go. So what we're going to be doing this time is going to the various smaller factions surrounding New Vegas and getting their support, or just deciding whether or not we want to leave them alone. But first of all, we're going to do the boomers because we've already discovered them. I guess I could go to the Ultralux. I still need to clean them out, but you know what, I'll save that until after I've done the boomer stuff. First of all, helping Raquel with her ant problem. Now, she did tell us that one of the other boomers is working on a tool that can kill all the ants, but since that tool is not my pistol, we're going to completely ignore that. I don't have the science skill to help him actually develop the tool anyway, so it's irrelevant. I hope this lack of science skill doesn't come back to bite me again later. So let's get in there and start dealing with their pest problem, and if I'm very, very lucky, one of the dead boomers in there will have something that I really want. No, not a weapon, don't be silly. What I have my eyes on is far more precious than any gun, hand grenade, or duck. That's not what I wanted to say, but screw it, I'll use this take. Let's just quickly deal with these first couple of ants before we start looting the corpses. This one doesn't have what I was hoping they would have, but let's check their buddy, and yes, they have my favourite hat. Well, second to the Desperado cowboy hat, but this hat is cool. It kind of looks like a commissar's hat from Warhammer 40k. My friend told me that at one point, and that's probably why I still like it. Anyway, ants, let's deal with the ants. Luckily, the ants aren't too dangerous. A few shots to the head will kill them. Plus, if I can get that to behave itself for a couple of minutes, I can target the antenna and get them to attack each other. I'm not going to let them kill each other if I can help it. I just sort of want to get them to harass each other to make my job easier. Oh, look at that, I already fucked up. But oh, to be fair, I didn't get any XP for the ant that died at the hands of the other ant, or the mandibles of the other ants, so you know what, I think that's fine. Also, because by the time I actually come to record this, I will have forgotten that happened, and I won't have a save that can take me back to that bit, so meh. Quick, let's play another game of Will Vats fucking behave itself. Come on, 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 come on. There we go. Hey, would you believe it's starting to get kind of tedious dealing with all these ants with a tiny pistol? 'Cause I think you would. I've just turned the quest on and oh my god, I've still got a bunch of blips. It's okay though, I think these are like the last couple of ants that spawn. Once we blow them away, I think we're done. Oh no, wait, more happened. Oh well, it's their funeral. Once again, we're down to 2 remaining, and please, for the love of all that is holy, be the last 2 ants. I've got other stuff to do. There we go. Oh hey look, it's nighttime now. Right, let's cross the airfield again, go and tell Raquel that we did her dirty work and turn the power back on. And since we've discovered the Nellis Array, let's quickly go and talk to Doyle and get that whole repair the solar panels quest sorted, because we might as well. Of course, that means we're going to have to go to Helios 1 to get the parts, and I don't have anywhere too close to that because I didn't go to Novak this time. So once again, let's go trekking through the desert. And you know what, let's stop and discover the 188 Stop and Shop place, because I have a feeling we're going to need to come back to this general area in the future. It's for the Brotherhood quests. Plus I can also see if the merchants have any 22 ammo or pistols for me. Plus I could just get rid of all this dead weight I'm carrying. I mean, I don't need any of this. And we're on the road again. Hey look, there are some ants that breathe fire. Let's not get close enough to let them breathe fire, because that would be a bad idea. Hey look, some random gross bedding that we can take a bit of a nap on. It's daylight now. Oh hey look, some raiders, one of whom has the reinforced leather armour on them that I really like, even though it is just worse than the armour I'm currently wearing, but it looks cool, so we're gonna take and wear it. You know, after I spend the prerequisite several hours trying to kill them first. And maybe I shouldn't rely too much on VATS, because that makes my gun decay really fast. I keep forgetting that that happens. I'm starting to get the very real impression that a lot of these people aren't really dying, they're just seeing me shooting them with my tiny pistol and feeling so bad for me that they just, play along. Hey look, we finally have the reinforced leather armor, which again, yeah, worse than my reinforced Mark II combat armor, but it looks cool, so I want to wear it for a bit. Finally, we reach Helios, and I'm just gonna sort of convince this guard that I'm reinforcements, even though I'm not dressed like reinforcements and I'm no one, and they're just gonna believe me because apparently I'm that charismatic. Now, we could sit around and do the Helios 1 quests, but I really can't be bothered. We're just gonna steal all these spare parts and disappear into the day. But hey, now we can repair the Nellis array so that the boomers can have power. Once we have all that sorted, we can go back to Loyal, tell him we did an extra special good job, and then go and treat ourselves to an afternoon in the museum. Well, I think going to a museum is a treat. I'm a big old nerd, fuck you. Oh, but before we do that, we've leveled up again. We're going to throw our points onto speech to get it up to 45, and then onto lockpick to get it up to 22. That's annoying. But hey, it's museum time. Look at that cool mural. I really like it. I think it's really cool. I haven't been to a real museum for years. I should go to one. Anyway, I've listened to the Boomer's story, and I'm now done sucking up to this random curator kid so that he'll tell Mother Pearl that I'm an extra special good person, and I can be trusted with the Boomer's most beloved dream secret thing. They want to raise a bomber out of a lake. Basically, the plan is that I will dive to the bottom of Lake Mead, attach some giant ballast thingies to the wing majigs of the plane thing. Why was this a complicated sentence? And then I'll press a button and it will raise from the lake. Although, of course, I can't breathe underwater. Not anymore, not after what happened with the seals. So first of all, I have to go to speak to Jack to get a rebreather, though he needs a part from a pressure cooker, and I need to go and buy a pressure cooker.
Great.
Let me just do that then. Oh hey, my shitty science skill did bite me in the butt. First of all, we're going to go and check Mick and Ralph's because they tend to have some junk sometimes. Hello, Ralph. Do you have the junk I need? You do not. You have failed me. Okay, Crimson Caravan then. I'll head there. No. No, he ain't got it either. Good Springs then, third time's the charm. Hello Chet, you selfish bastard. Do you have a pressure cooker? Oh my god, he has a pressure cooker, yippee doodah. Alrighty, let's get ourselves back to Nellis, go into the hangar. Hello Jack, how you doing? I got a pressure cooker for my breathy majigger. Sure, I'm not having a very good day, am I? Finally, I've got my rebreather. I like how it looks. I'm glad that I have this, although I can't wear my glasses with it, so my vision's going to be all blurry and my perception's going to take a hit, so I guess I'm just going to save this for the lake, although it does have damage threshold, so checks and balances. Anyway, Camp Golf is the nearest place I have to the lake, so we're going to go there. Once again, we're going on an adventure, and oh look, I'm stuck on the terrain. I can't climb this slope. Of course. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but it never fails to surprise me. Hey, look, in the distance, there are some lake lurks, which are just Fallout 3 Mirelurk Kings, but called something different. And can we just take a moment to mourn the death of this appearance of lake lurks? I love this look. It looks like a 1950s monster movie creature. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate how Mirelurk Kings look in Fallout 4, but, I kinda prefer the cheesier look. Yep, that's exactly how death works. Oh look, someone's house. I've not done criminal stuff in a while. Let's go and rob it. On the one hand, I want to be kind of shitty at people for leaving their doors unlocked because why would you do that? Why would you just leave your door unlocked and disappear for ages? But on the other hand, I can't imagine there are many famous wasteland locksmiths who can come and install it for you. Unless there might be, actually. I don't know what businesses happen in Fallout. Anyway, burglary done. Let's go and kill more lake lurks. I'm pretty sure we're actually here for a different reason, but, you know, the murder is kind of taking priority. Look at how sassy that death pose is. You know what, I think things are going too smoothly for me. Oh look. Oh, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. It's a murder hornet, but like bigger and worse. Luckily, if we can cripple the wings, it drastically slows this motherfucker down, and I don't want it anywhere near me because it's got a big pointy bum. I just so happen to have a phobia of insects with needles for asses. Except honeybees. Honeybees are cool. No, I'm kidding, I'm a massive coward. Let's head for the safety of the lake. I like it under the water. I really wish Fallout did more with its underwater settings. That could have been really cool. And look, there's the plane. Let's just attach the thingies here, and now let's get back to the surface and try not to anger the Cazadors that are hiding nearby. Although, sadly, I'm going to have to put my main gun away. And then we press the button and up comes the aeroplane. Finally, I can put my main gun back on. I felt weird for a second there. Back to Nellis. Let's report our success to Loyal. He's a very happy and probably horny old man at this point. And now let's go and just tell Pearl that we are their best friend forever. And also, if there happens to be a war in the near future, can the boomers sling some artillery our way? Well, not actually our way at the enemies. If they slung it at us, the war would be over very quickly. So we now have the boomers' support. Isn't that nice? Because I'm a gambling addict, the very next thing we're going to do is go to the Ultralux, do some gambling, and then decide how to deal with the whole white glove situation. So let me just really quickly get my gamble on. Why did this one take so much longer? There we go, it's about time. I don't cheat to not get kicked out. I mean, what? Now, we could just leave the casino and tell Yes Man that we're going to ignore them. That would be a lot quicker and easier, but I don't like doing things quick and easy. This run should attest to that, so we're gonna stick around and try and deal with these cannibals. Selfish cannibals always hogging the best arms to themselves. Now, if you're not familiar with the White Glove Society, let me quickly cue you in. I mean, I already gave away that they're basically people eaters, but initially the quest starts with this man, Heck Gunderson. I like the name Heck, it's just brilliant. It's just shy of a curse word, but still kind of marketable. His son Ted has gone missing in the hotel. He's gonna hire us to go and find him, but unfortunately Teddy Boy isn't the only person who's gone missing in this hotel, and since you already know that these people are people eaters, well, you can probably guess what's happened to most of the disappearances. Now, usually, I try to get this quest done with as little bloodshed as possible, because whilst I really don't like these people-eating scumfucks, I do like to be really vindictive about how I get things done, and screwing them over in a way that they have to live with is just so much more satisfying. Although, given the fact that I don't have the reputation to join the White Glove Society even as a sort of sponsor member, nor do I have the science skill to hack into anything, I barely have enough lockpick skill to get by, I don't have the survival skill to cook fake meals, or, basically I'm gonna have to brute force this a little bit. But let's try and speed through some of the more dull stuff. I spoke to a lady who told us about another person who went missing and that the investigator on her case is still in the hotel and we should go and talk to him, but as we get to the investigator's room, oh no, he has been murdered. Just as I'm busy searching him for for clues, these two people come in to try and do a hit on us. Usually I don't have anything to counter this because I don't always remember to sort my sneak skill out, but luckily I do have a good sneak skill and I have a holdout weapon this time that I can actually use.
I've got you now. You like that? Come on!
With our would-be assassins assassinated themselves, we can check out that clue that was on the dude's body. It says Steam Room, 4 o'clock, so off we go to the bath area to go into the Steam Room is what I was trying to say. There's a White Glove Society member waiting for us in here, and this is legitimately the only time I've ever been able to do this quest without having to wait. The time just lined up perfectly, and I feel very happy with that. Basically, he's telling us that the White Glove Society are going to be feasting on Teddy Boy tonight because Mortimer is going to basically trick them into doing it, because whilst most of them have abandoned their cannibal past, some of them want to return to it, and we need to get Ted out of there, but the problem is he's locked away behind the members only section and we can't get in there legitimately, so we're gonna have to do a crime. Oh no, there's an assassin, he's here to kill Chauncey, and he probably did kill Chauncey, he usually does. I don't think I've ever been able to save him, I think he's scripted to die here. Anyway, we're killing an assassin. I'm starting to realise that everyone on the strip who wants to be an assassin is just really bad at it, oh my titan. Unfortunately, before he was assassinated by one of the biggest failures on the planet, although it can't be that big a failure because he did actually kill him, oh well, Chauncey gave me a bit of an idea. We're going to sneak Ted out of where he's been locked away by drugging the wine the people will be tasting before they, well, eat him and before he's cooked. Gonna have to do a lot. Probably gonna have to kill the chef as well, come to think of it. As you could probably expect, there's at least one locked door in our way, but thankfully this is Fallout. I could just sort of crouch by the door for long enough and they'll forget that I'm there. This is actually the first time throughout this entire playthrough that I've tried to pick a lock. Luckily enough, the kitchen hallway here is relatively unguarded, and the few guards that there are easy enough to sneak around. It's not a big deal. And hey, look, there's the wine, and looky, I can actually drug the wine, so let's go ahead and drug the wine before we get to the kitchen to save the dude we're here to save. As you can no doubt now see, none of my skills really match up to the skill checks we need to kind of trick the dude into leaving the kitchen, and I could just attack him with this dialogue option, but why would I tell him I'm about to do that? What we're going to do instead is disengage from the conversation, hide over here in this room until he forgets that we're here, and then with one little shot to the head, at least I really hope it's going to be one shot to the head. Hey, look, it was one shot to the head. He's no longer a problem. And let's just quickly hide the evidence in case someone comes sniffing. Here we are. We found Mr. Ted Gunderson, Esquire. At least I don't care if he's an Esquire. He's not really my type. And it's time to make our escape. But first, we're going to call the waiter to bring the wine to everyone in the members only section so we can sneak out relatively unmolested. Now all we got to do is get out of here and, well, damn, that's, I guess there's going to be blood involved. You know, not counting the blood that's already involved from that murder I just did a minute ago. Anyhow, let's just pop this guy's top and we'll be on our way. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my hat back on. You know what, let's just be safe and dress up as a member of the White Glove Society, although the fact that I'm kind of escorting Ted might give the ruse away, but you know what, it can't hurt. As you can see, we've just entered the members only section, and all but 2 people, aside from me and Ted obviously, are unconscious, and Mortimer doesn't seem to care that everyone's unconscious. Oh wait, there's actually 3 people who are currently conscious. There's him, Marjorie, and the head waiter, but the head waiter's not knocked out for obvious reasons. He was serving the wine, although I'm not sure why Marjorie is hostile. I think I don't know, something might have broken, but I guess I have to kill her because by the rule of Fallout, if she's red, she has to die. Although given the fact that it's me on this run, anyone could have to die because I might just get bored and want to do killing. At least I would be shooting her if Bats wanted to bloody well behave itself. We got to kill her before she got through the door, so she's sort of rematerializing. Anyway, let's take Ted back to his father, get paid, convince him not to completely block off the strip from getting food, otherwise the White Glove Society will have more reason to serve, like, people to people. And in the process of this, get another level up apparently, yay. We're just gonna throw the points on the speech and sneak, and I'll be taking the professional perk because that sounds really bloody handy. And that wraps up the White Glove cannibalism saga. Except not really, I don't think. I should have killed Mortimer, that probably would have nailed the coffin shut sort of thing. I've mostly just sort of swept it under the rug. You know what, it's fine, it'll probably be fine. Next up, we should probably deal with the Emeritors because they're one of the gangs that we've got to sort of deal with. I'm not sure how to start this quest properly. I've only ever started it by like pickpocketing someone and just happening upon the information using meta knowledge, and I don't want to keep doing that because it feels really cheap. I'm just going to be honest with you here, I wandered around a casino in circles for ages trying to remember how to properly start this quest off without just turning the Emeritors immediately hostile, because you can end it relatively blood-free, but I can't remember how, and I got frustrated, and I thought, you know what, we'll do that later. I could have just wikied it, couldn't I? I didn't think of that. Oh well. Instead, what we're going to do is teleport to Hidden Valley and just do the Brotherhood of Steel stuff. Now, I am going to do their quests because I really want power armor training, because I want to be able to wear power armor, even though I'm probably not going to wear it all that much because of how heavy it is. But to do that, we're going to have to go through the Brotherhood of Steel questline. Although it will all be moot at the end, because once I've got my power armor training, I am just going to kill him. I'm just saying, I kind of agree with Yes Man when he says that the technology-obsessed weirdos are probably going to be a problem. Well, he says they're probably not going to be a problem in a really sarcastic way, but they would be a problem. They'd absolutely be a problem. It's their whole mission statement is to be a problem, so we're going to deal with them. But first, we're going to earn their trust. We're taken to their elder, who's going to give us a task to complete, and if we complete it, he won't blow our head apart. Seems reasonable enough, doesn't it? We have to get rid of an NCR ranger who's hiding in a bunker nearby. Now, if you really want to, you can get him to leave peacefully, but the Brotherhood really want you to kill him because they don't like the NCR. There's a whole lot of unpleasant history there, and I guess technically on a tactical level it makes sense because no one knows the ranger is going to be there, so no one's going to notice he's gone missing in this area specifically. Not that I need much reason to snuff out the life of my fellow people. Reporting back to Elder McNamara, he gives us a pat on the back for murdering the dude and then says to beat him in his office because he's got a very important set of tasks for us. Basically, because we found a Brotherhood of Steel dead person out in the wasteland, he wants us to find the rest that are also probably dead and get their holodiscs from them. I've already got one, so, you know, we're like a third of the way there. On our way out of getting this mission, the head paladin accosts us to ask us if we can help find a way to get rid of the elder who's currently in charge because he hates sitting indoors all day, which I cannot relate to at all. I'm an introvert, I love my space. Now, if we have a decent science skill, then doing the whole head paladin thing is an easier way to get the Brotherhood on your side. Since I really don't have a good science skill, we're gonna have to do this the long way. The long way, of course, being wandering into the desert and finding several corpses. But it's time for a bit of Ronica honesty, or Ronica-sty. No, not that, just honesty. I made this mission way more irritating for myself because whilst I did get to the Brotherhood who were in the crater below us after, of course, shooting the centaurs, and I looted their bodies and then went to the next place. The Repcon HQ, by the way, is where the next team is located. Went inside, waited for the tour to start, did the tour, got told that I had to leave a couple of times, but just waited in place and security did nothing. Finally made it to the top floor of this building, convinced the robot I work there by saying ice cream, reached the Brotherhood of Steel team, searched their bodies. I realised I forgot to take the holotape from the previous team. So I headed back outside to the desert, back towards the crater where the Brotherhood of Steel are dead inside. Obviously I killed the centaurs that had respawned in the few hours I'd been gone, the bastards. Then went down into the crater, searched the Brotherhood of Steel team, got the holotape, went back to Hidden Valley, entered the Brotherhood of Steel bunker, and then realised something just a little bit too late. I'd forgotten to get the tape from the Retcon team. Now you're probably wondering how the hell did I manage to do that? You saw me open the inventory and look at the tape. It should have been something I looted and I pressed the buttons in the wrong order, apparently. So it's back to Retcon. I don't want to go all the way back to Retcon. You know what? I'm gonna try and do it the other way, the quote-unquote easy way. Basically, there's a virus attacking the Brotherhood of Steel's history files, and if we can search the history, we can find a way to get the current Elder kicked out. The only problem with the virus is it's randomly jumping between 3 different terminals every 60 seconds. If you have a really high science skill, what you can basically do is partition parts of the virus in specific terminals so that when the rest of the virus jumps, that bit of the virus stays in those same terminals. Without that skill, you've just got to be really fast and really lucky. You've got to go to each and every terminal and lock the virus away in under 60 seconds or it won't be gone for good. It is entirely possible to do it this way, but you've again got to be quick and lucky, and despite my high luck stat, it's not working. I spent a bad 5 minutes trying this method because I really didn't want to go all the way to Repcon. Not because the journey there's particularly long, I mean I've got the location discovered, I can teleport because I'm a mythical Fallout god creature, but because there's a lot of loading screens between me and the place that the Brotherhood of Steel team is at. A conservative estimate puts it at about 14 loading screens if I do it the most quick way I can imagine. Eventually though, this whole virus thing annoys me than waiting through several loading screens ever could, so I go back to Repcon and just admit defeat. I pick up the holotape, I'm coming back to the Elder now, he's happy, well, as happy as you can be when you found out several of your people have died, and he sends me off on my next task to find several knights who are positioned around the world and are just sort of looking at stuff. Luckily the first night is pretty close by, we just have to exit Hidden Valley, go all the way over here near the correctional facility and have a little convo using a code phrase that the Elder gave us. I did try to fast travel away after this, but apparently there are some scorpions nearby that are making that difficult, so let's just deal with them first, shall we? I'm sorry, Stingy Boys, I'm not really mad at you, I'm mad at myself for making a really easy mission much more complicated. Although if one of you does sting me, I will then be mad at you. Right, with the scorpion genocide ended, let's head this way. And we're going to very carefully creep across the desert here because there are cazadors not too far away, and I'd rather not get into a fight with a whole group of them. There's the next knight, let's strike up a convo, get his report, and now it's time to head to Nipton. Oh, there appears to be a perturbed centaur killing the crucified people. Didn't expect that. Well, we can't let them have all the fun, can we? Ah man, mercy killing is just not as fun as regular murder. Another short stroll through the desert and one dead coyote later, we find our next Brotherhood of Steel guy, well the final one for this quest. Hooray, now we can get his report and go back to Hidden Valley with our head held high, and Elder has one more mission for us, it's to help repair the vital air filtration system that's keeping the bunker alive. Excuse me, what? As a quest, this one has always just kind of baffled me, given how important breathing tends to be for us mere mortals. It's weird that he's trusting us for this. Of course, we're not the first person he's trusted with this task. He sent out other teams to do it, but unfortunately they haven't returned yet, and, well, that would actually be a really good way to get him dismissed. Unfortunately, my character doesn't know about the chain that binds and how the Elder can get dismissed for this, so I guess we're just going to have to go and do it, aren't we? I mean, I could always try the whole virus thing so I could get to the history archive again, but somehow walking through the desert seems less tedious. Our first stop is going to be Vault 11. Lore-wise, this is probably one of my favourite vaults in the entire series. It's got such a dark and twisted story. Admittedly, they all have, which we won't really get to engage with too much as we go in looking for the parts we need, but basically, the vault residents in here were told that if they don't kill one of themselves every, I think, year it was, the entire vault would be killed, and so they held elections for who had to die. Eventually that changed, a person became in charge who would get rid of the vote system and use a random number generator, well, random name generator, I should say, and, well, let's just say the vault kinda collapsed. Everyone started killing everyone else, and when they refused to do a sacrifice, the vault congratulated them and let them go. It's, pretty messed up. That story kinda ends with 4 of the 5 survivors of the vault just sort of killing themselves because they can't face it anymore, like, after all they've been through. I don't entirely blame them, and one dude disappearing off into the wastes. Unfortunately, he left the door open, and now a whole bunch of pests have moved in, like scorpions and mantises, sure, that's the plural of mantis now, and rats, sometimes. So let's get to bug stomping. Given that some of these doors were closed when I came in, I'm impressed that giant mantises were actually able to get into any of these rooms. I mean, maybe all of these pests are coming in from the vents, but the vents that we do see on the ceiling seem too small for a lot of them as well, so it just raises a lot of questions, doesn't it? Is Fallout New Vegas trying to subtly suggest that rats and mantises are actually really smart and capable of operating doors? I mean, I know mechanically they are, but I think that's just an oversight from the game developers, because there's no reason a mantis should be able to open a vault door. Anywho, it's not the thing that we should be focusing on. Let's descend deeper into the vault. As you can expect, there are more rats down here. The Overseer's office seems to have been booby-trapped to keep literally everything out, and I don't have the repair skill to disarm any of this, so I might have to brute force this. I don't fully know what just exploded, but I'm still alive with all my limbs, so it doesn't matter. Let's descend even further. There are more rats, and hey, in this room there are a couple of big mantises. Oh shit, yeah, the booby traps. I should probably get away from there. Why am I still crouch walking? Oh, crap. Well, the vault needed a new paint job. Oh look, I still have all my arms and legs, that's an improvement. Let's reincarnate and do that again properly. In the interest of not repeating history, I'm gonna try and pistol snipe the dudes from this end. You know, if they didn't have the audacity to move while I was lining up a shot, the bastards. The parts we need for the Brotherhood are down in this submerged bit, but luckily I have a rebreather, although I don't really need it because this submerged bit has got a bit of air at the top, so it's actually kind of pointless, but you know what, I've got it, I want to use it. So let's swim over to the locker and get the parts, and then we can get out of this miserable vault and go to a different miserable vault. I'm thinking we'll do the Fiends one, because it's closer. The closest travel point to our next location is this place full of ants, so let's just get this over with. Man, if the fire ants can't get within range to use their flamethrower, they're complete bitches. Let's make our way to Fiend territory, and hang on a second, I think I'm being shot from behind me. Yeah, there they are. Hello, friends. Let's play who can get shot the most and not die. Although I have an unfair advantage, because I just noticed they have pool cues. But you know what, if you pick up a pool cue and decide to run at someone who has a firearm extended and is shooting at you, you kind of deserve what's going to happen to you.
Fight of your own blood.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a waste of ammo. Let's keep going and deal with the fiends we find along the way. I probably shouldn't. I probably should save some bullets, but luckily once we discover the vault itself, we can fast travel to and from there, so I'm just sort of trying to clear my way to it before I go back to somewhere else to restock the bullets I need, and the extra guns I'm probably going to need to keep this one in condition. You know, I'm just realising what I could have done instead is sneak around this area with my sneak skill and not waste a ton of bullets. That would have been the smarter thing to do. Although if you know me by now, you know I never do the smart thing. I'm gonna be real with you, I forgot this is where Driver-Nephi and like 100 fiends live. I didn't take the best route. But even though I probably could just run past everything, I don't want to. I have committed to this now, so let's see how well this goes.
You like the sight of your own. Sight of your own blood?
I mean, it could have gone worse. It could have gone a lot better, but it could have gone a lot worse. I have a sneaking suspicion that the vault might take a little bit longer. Anyhow, we've dealt with the fiends on the outside of the ruins, now let's head into the ruins and probably deal with more before I can safely fast travel away. Man, who would have thought there were so many fiends in fiend territory? Do you know what's amusing to me though? The fiends will actually defend their land from random strangers just walking in, and the NCR just let you walk onto any of their bases. I'm just saying, the fiends are unironically a little bit more better at security than the NCR happen to be. Let's double the speed of this encounter so that we can actually get to the vault in some reasonable amount of time. I'm very torn when doing these sort of videos because on the one hand I want to show off as many combat encounters as I feasibly can to show you that I am in fact using the pistol, but on the other hand, some of them are really long and tedious and no one needs to see them. Fuck it, let's double the speed again. There we go, Jesus Christ, although I will say the fiend's sped up voice lines are quite amusing. I'll be generous and spare you the shopping trip that I went on to get the ammo that I'm now currently carrying. Just know that I had to go to 4 separate vendors and I had to wait like 6 in-game days for them to restock. Goodness sake. Of course, before we do jump into the vault, we better deal with these guys out here. It didn't occur to me that if I was going to be gone for like a week, these guys might repopulate the area. I'm also now keenly aware that I didn't bother stocking up on any sort of medical supplies, so I'm just going to have to hope I don't need too much aid in the vault itself. I'm also going to really hope that my head doesn't get crippled again at any point because having a concussion is such a nuisance. Anyway, I've now wolfed down enough food to make the average American blush. Let's head inside the vault and deal with these fiends. Obviously the guard is going to greet us at the door, but I don't really have a reason to be here and I really want to see if I can take them all out, so we're doing violence again. I'm very sorry. Yeah, so far so good. Now this is absolutely going to be a situation that gets a lot worse before it gets better. After all, these fiends have submachine guns and flamethrowers and are wearing something approximating armour that's just strong enough for my pistol to kind of struggle with. Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking the flamethrower. I mean, I can't use it, but I really don't want the other fiends to get their hands on it, so I'll be keeping that. Also, I like how the Fallout flamethrower looks. It's nice to have one. Obviously it was my intent to just go straight to the part of the vault that I need to go to, but I don't have the lockpick to get through this door, so we're gonna have to do this the long way, which means going and finding the fiend that has the key on them that lets us into this place, and I full on cannot remember who that is or where, because I haven't done this like this for a while. At least that fiend had the decency to die. We're actually coming up on my favourite moment of this entire clearing. It's in this room right here. Obviously before we get to my favourite bit, we've got a lot of fiends to clear, but once we get there you'll understand why it's my favourite ribbit. Favourite bit. I meant to say, what? Why was there a ribbit?
I didn't mean it! Don't kill me!
Oh hey look, we found my favourite bit. I discovered that if you're crouching on top of this mattress right here, the fiends can't detect you. I mean, you'll be in caution, but you won't ever actually be detected. So you can fairly easily pick a lot of them off from relative safety. It's impressive, I never knew you could do this. Basically, I can just sit here and take pot shots, and as long as I don't move from this mattress, they'll never be able to zero in on me, and I won't lose any more health. I mean, this is still going to take a fair amount of time though, so I'll be merciful, and let's increase the speed again.
When I find
There we go, that was slightly less tedious. It wasn't. Let's just jump ahead to the next raider encounter. Honestly, the rest of the vault goes relatively smoothly. I kill these random peons, I killed Daniel. Fucking Daniel. And I get the key to the part of the vault that I need to get to, and now I can go to that part of the vault. That's how keys work. In said part of the vault that we were trying to get to, there are more fiends to kill. Who would have seen that coming? And I level up whilst doing fiend killing. I'm now level 14. I'm throwing all these points onto repair skill for now, and I'm gonna take the Center of Mass perk is finally available. Now we move on to Motor Runner. As you can see, I'm attempting to successfully snipe one of his doggos, and just a little bit more. There we go, we've successfully sniped the doggo. I highly doubt we're going to get two of those, although it does kind of amuse me that he doesn't seem to have noticed that one of his dogs has just fucking died. Now obviously we're going to try and do that again, but this time with Motor Runner himself, and if we're careful, I mean, there's a bit of damage done, you know, not as much as I would have liked, but it's enough to trigger the boss fight.
Blood. Oh, it's on now. You like the sight of your own blood?
That was actually significantly less painful than I thought it would be. So let's just grab the things out of the locker here and we can make a break for the surface. The final piece of the puzzle that we need to collect is in Vault 22, and thanks to our earlier jaunt to Mount Charleston to collect the snow globe in a previous episode, I've got a nearby location that I can fast travel to. I'm sure nothing bad will happen when we go that way. I definitely haven't forgotten to take into account any particularly dangerous insects. Yeah, I totally forgot about the Cazadors here, so I don't have a lot of anti-venom to play with. This could get ugly. I survived, and I also used all of my anti-venom, so I'm gonna have to be fighting health loss for a little while. Oh yeah, I forgot there's more of them. So once again I was faced with another one of those, do I sneak past the enemy or do I shoot them? And instead of doing the smart thing of sneaking past the giant insects with poison for an arse, I decided to shoot them. This is going so well. Is that all of them? I sincerely hope that's all of them, because I have absolutely no anti-venom left. Whilst battling this constant health loss, let's just make our way to the entrance of Vault 22, and there are a lot of Mantisus waiting for us, so yeah, more shooting, and oh dear, my gun is starting to jam. I'm sure this will be fine. Thank Titan they can't take too many bullets before they drop. And the entrance is officially cleared, we can go inside. I always love the atmosphere of this vault. Thanks to my repair skill now being relatively high, all I need is one shot of fixing things and I can get the elevator working again and skip most of this bullshit. I say skip most of this bullshit, I actually just really like this vault. I love how overgrown it is, it's so distinctly wrong, but I've got a task to do. The various spore carrier creatures take a few more bullets to put down than I'm comfortable with, but they still go down relatively easily, and once we get to the actual cave section that leads us to the part of the vault we want to be in to get the useful thing, there are more Mantisus. I'm gonna stop now, that bit's not getting any funnier. And yes, I'm fully aware that that bit wasn't funny to begin with. As you can probably expect by now, the Mantises aren't really too much to worry about. I mean, this one takes a few extra bullets, but, you know, it's still nothing special. And now we can go into this room, into this area, go into this locker, grab the thing we need, and get the hell out of Dodge. Let's return to the Brotherhood of Steel. The Elder is very happy with us, and we have one more task from him to do. I forgot about this bit. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to do that right now, so we're going to cap it here. So that's that for now. I do hope you're enjoying the run so far. Do let me know in the comments what you think. Next time, we go to Black Mountain to deal with the super mutant infestation to finally cozy up to the Brotherhood all the way, just so I can get the power armor training that I will hopefully then use to demolish them completely. I'm not looking forward to, well, any of this. It's gonna be a whole thing. But that's a future for Problem Bronica. Sure, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Any hoodly doodle, I'll finally let you go. I say as if I've got any power over you. You could have clicked off ages ago and I never would have known. I don't check my analytics. I can't be bothered with that sort of thing. But, you know, if you are still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. I'm going to flash an image on screen, and if you're still here, you can tell me what it is in the comments, because I like playing that game. And after that's done, you can bugger off. I'm sorry, no, I thank you again for being here. Love you all. We'll see you next time.